Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. What about you?
Oh, I'm just having a wonderful time. It's great. Oh, how is the weather in Mexico? Is it hot?
No, a little cold.
A little cold. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm wearing my winter coat right now, so it's very always hot.
warm. Okay,
Yeah, always.
it's
So,
warm.
yeah. So tell me, what do you do, Juan? Oh, you're a
Well,
software engineer.
yeah, do you remember?
Yeah,
You
just
remember?
remembered. Uh-huh. Huh. How is everything? How is work? Everything go okay?
Today, yeah, this week, it was hard. I have a lot of work, a lot of tasks,
Hmm.
but I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, today is Thursday. Tomorrow is
Mhm.
Friday, and I will be free on weekend, so
Yeah.
I'm
What do you
happy.
like to do in your free time?
In my free time, um, I walk. I walk sometimes. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm how you say? I like to go to the park with my pets, but recently I I have been busy. How do you say that? He estado ocupado. I have been busy.
Yeah, I have been busy. That's correct. Hmm.
Hmm.
So, what kind of pets do you have?
I have a cattle dog and a pug. Yeah, but
Okay.
tomorrow that's my plan. I need to go outside with my pet because maybe they are stressed always inside house. And
Yeah. That's true. They need to get exercise also.
mm-hmm,
Um, Monday, I went out for the first time in a while. Uh,
mm-hmm,
Usually,
okay.
I go at nighttime, uh, get some food, and the daytime stay in. But I don't work on Monday. So I
Okay.
went to see my friend. I went shopping. I got my
Wow.
clothes from the laundry. I rode my motorbike. And
How is your wife?
yeah. Well, she's doing okay. I talked to her this morning. Um,
She
and
is still
my
far away
Yeah,
from you? Okay.
and my son, I talked to him. He's working with his uncle. They do construction work.
Okay, okay.
So they're trying to do a little work, keep a little bit going. So I don't know much. Um,
Yeah. What is your background? It's
oh,
like
this is
yeah.
my spaceship.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
just a big picture.
Okay.
It's a huge picture. So
I think it's a good background.
I like
Good
it. I don't
choice.
know why. I just like space. So
Okay.
I keep
It
it.
was a good choice.
Yeah. So hopefully, my goal is by middle of the year to be back at my home. Then that
Okay.
starts a whole nother set of problems. So
Yeah.
just
And how was the pandemic there?
well, it keeps coming down,
Mm-hmm.
but the problem with our district is we have five major hospitals that serve our whole province. So when people get sick, they come to our hospital, and then they count them as being in our district. So our district shows high, but
The border is it open?
no.
No. Okay.
Um, some countries can fly into Thailand,
Okay.
but they can only go to certain places in the South, which are going to be very expensive now, and it's
Mm-hmm.
only in the tourist area. To
Okay.
come up north where I live, it's going to require maybe quarantine or something. Uh, we don't get tourists.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that you'll get up here, people travel the train through here to go to Vientiane to do visas,
Okay.
but
Okay.
they don't get off. They don't stay here. And we're also a major road from, you can go from our city all the way to Vietnam. So you can cross another country. But generally speaking, still, we just don't get visitors. So
Okay.
um, we
What
never had
places?
problems before. Huh?
Okay. What places are there to visit in Thailand?
Oh, if you go into Bangkok, you have floating markets, a lot of the Buddhist temples, the palace, stuff like that. The zoo is actually quite impressive itself. Then you have two ways. You can go on the east side of the Gulf or the right side, looking south. If you go on the left side, you go into the industrial and then you pass into the crazy, wild, everything you hear about Thailand is coming from that area. And it's worse than what you hear on TV. It's really out there.
Okay.
If you go to the right, you get a lot of the beaches, the resort cities, the islands, the things that are very beautiful that you normally see on the brochure is to the right. But both of those sides are going to be expensive.
And
And they,
the people, or how is the economy? The people, are they rich or either poor? How
um,
is that?
in Thailand, you have a rich group and then a poor group. There's very little in the middle class.
Okay.
As a small middle class, but the rich don't want a middle class in Thailand. Uh, that's just not in their interest. But wages are low, so it's very cheap to live here. The
Okay.
problem that you have is immigration.
Mm-hmm.
It's just literally a nightmare. But if you walk in with a handful of money, you can get anything you want. So it's very corrupt.
So
But
the people, are they leaving the country?
mm, I don't know many people leaving.
Okay.
If you've got the money, you can stay. Now there may be a few leaving because many of your online teachers they have a daytime job, so they've got a work visa or they
Okay.
paid somebody to give them a work visa. Then
But is it a good place for to live?
yeah, it's if you can deal with all the culture shock, if you can deal with the way people think, it takes a while. It takes about 4 or 5 years to get your really understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to move back to Laos, which is very similar. But personally, I like the Lao people better.
The
Um,
loud people.
yeah, in Laos, I like they've always been more, a lot more friendly to me.
You said
And
loud people.
yeah, Laos.
Laos. Okay.
You have Thailand, Laos, China, Laos, Thailand. It's a country right between the two. That's where my home, my land, and my family are.
Okay. Could you type that
I
word, please?
Yeah, I just need to
Lao,
cross the border in order to get there. Um,
Laos. Okay.
yeah, if I could cross the border, I could just walk right into Laos, and
Laos
it's no big
people.
deal. Mhm.
Laos people is like Mexicans, Americans,
They're
Argentinians.
Laotian, what you call them.
Lao, could you repeat?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Laos,
Laotian. Uh-huh.
Laotians.
There's very few people in the country. It's very poor, but the people are very friendly. They help each other. They share food. It's very supportive. Again, you have to deal with immigration, but in Laos, you only deal with them one time a year. In
Mm-hmm.
Thailand, you have to deal with them every 90 days, every three
Wow.
months. Um,
And the
so,
food, the food. How is the food?
oh wow, the food is great.
Wow.
Yeah, the food is fantastic. Spicy.
Spicy.
Oh yeah, if you uh, and then there are some dishes that you'll eat them, you like it, don't ask what it is.
The, Mexican food. Spicy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, we're talking some dishes are fire.
Okay.
I actually prefer Mexican food because being from Texas,
Mm-hmm.
that's my preference.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to Thailand, they use similar ingredients, tomatoes,
Mm-hmm.
beef, pork, rice, beans, but they do it in a different way.
Okay.
Not so much in the beans, but regular vegetables, cilantro, you still get a lot of that, but it's the way they put it. It's very seldom you'll see a tortilla,
Okay.
but
Tortilla.
you can buy them in
Uh-huh.
a big international store.
Okay.
And there are some Spanish restaurants, Mexican restaurants in the bigger city.
Mm-hmm.
Here, there's supposed to be a Mexican restaurant here in town.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go to restaurants very much. I eat on the street vendors.
You said vegetables and to make things about it, but so no processed food, no processed food.
You can get it if you look for it in the stores, but there's fresh food everywhere. Like in this morning, for instance, starting at 3:30, all the farmers start coming into the Central City Farmers Market.
Okay.
And up until maybe 7 o'clock in the morning, you can buy every kind of vegetable, fruit, fish. It's there. You can find it.
Okay.
Then all around town during the day, there's other markets. You just in your area, you just know where the markets are. And then walking down the street, you have people selling food on the street. Chicken, pork, rice, soup, you name it. And it's
But
just cheap. It's not expensive.
is it cheaper to buy on the street?
Oh yeah, if you're single.
Mm-hmm. If you're single, okay.
Yeah, yeah. If my problem being single, if I buy a lot of food, if I put it in a refrigerator, it might go bad because I won't eat it
Okay.
that much. So
When you said single, do you mean you don't have a wife or something like
I,
that?
I do have a wife, but I
Yeah, I know.
live alone.
You live alone, so it's
So,
the same. You can say single when you are alone.
well, I'm just using it as a general term. It's cheaper to buy food for a single person by themselves
Okay,
than,
single person. I got
but
it.
if you have a family, you would want to buy, it's cheaper to buy more food because someone will eat it. It won't go bad.
Okay.
That's you'll save money if you buy in bulk. If you buy a lot, you can actually save money. But one person isn't going to eat enough, it'll go bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's not expensive. I could feed a family of four people very well for $10 a day.
Okay, and the currency you said before in our last call, you told me your currency, but I don't remember.
It's a bot, BAHT.
But
Hmm. And it's 33 or 32 um,
okay,
equals $1.
okay. So, but with, for example, with 33 baht, what can you buy? What can you to buy? What can
Oh,
you
that will
can
buy
you buy?
you soup. It will buy
Mm-hmm.
you. You can get a drink, sandwiches. Um,
For
yeah,
example, um, I think, for example, Cambly pay on USD, right? Or pay in your
oh,
currency.
they pay me in U.S. dollars, but my bank accepts U.S. dollar.
Okay, okay. So Thailand is a cheaper place to live.
It is.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
same in Mexico. If you are earning money in USD or in euros, how you say? Yeah, what is the pronunciation for euros? Euros,
euros.
euros.
Uh,
Uh-huh. Yeah, for example, with $1, you can get 20 pesos. 20 pesos,
but the
and it's
problem in the cities, if in Thailand there is so much extra food, it holds the food price down because
mhm,
otherwise it goes bad. And so people lose money. So they
okay.
keep the price low so that people are buying food. In Mexico, it has a better exchange rate to the dollar as far as equality,
Uh-huh.
but the cost of living may be higher in places in Mexico. If there's less food, the food is higher.
Yeah,
The rent, if there's less apartments, the rent is higher. So you
exactly.
have to look at the effects of what's available locally to decide if it's cheaper to live there or not.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Yeah,
even think
you're
about
right.
gasoline or petrol because that's the same price around the world almost. But I
Exactly.
have a motorbike, so I use gasoline maybe once every 3 weeks.
Okay.
I
So
just don't use it a lot.
definitely, Thailand is cheaper than Mexico.
Oh, yeah. That's what I hear. I have some friends that live there and they say no. Uh, the main problem with Mexico right now, you would get a lot of people that would live there. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be tempted to move my family over there. But everyone's afraid of the crime, the drugs. If Mexico could get that completely under control, you would have the economy would be booming because people would be coming to Mexico again. Mexico used to be the place to live.
And how is the crime there?
I forget to close my door sometimes in my house. I mean, I have it open in the daytime and I forget, go to sleep. Nobody comes in. Nobody will steal. Buddhists don't steal. Um,
Okay.
the crime rate is so low.
But are you living in a private place or like a public place?
I live in a public area. It's not gated or anything. It's just on a little side street, right in the middle of town almost. It's people just don't do that here. Now in Laos, they may steal your motorbike. They're opportunists. If they see
Mhm.
something, they might steal it. In Thailand, they won't do that.
And how is Vietnam? Vietnam is the same. Is a good place. Is it a good
Um,
place?
I've heard mixed. I've heard mixed reports.
Okay.
So I really don't know.
I
Um,
remember Vietnam because I watched the war movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the people are friendly enough. That's not an issue. I could go as an American and they treat me very well if I want to go. The food, the cost of living is the same for a foreigner as it is for regular citizens. That's their law. The um, the food, I'm hearing the food is cheap,
Mm-hmm.
but the Vietnamese food that I've eaten before, I didn't think it had a lot of flavor. To me, I'm used to the spicy food, and Vietnam isn't quite as spicy.
Okay.
Now, Cambodia is a little dangerous. Um,
Cambodia?
yeah, Cambodia is dangerous. Malaysia is okay. Myanmar, I wouldn't go to Myanmar personally. China is probably, and I'm not kidding, the safest country in the world. Girls can walk in the middle of the street, down the street at midnight, 2, 3 in the morning. No one will touch them. You do not
Okay.
have crime in China. If you do,
And
they don't mess with you. The punishment is swift and very severe, and people just don't. They just don't commit crime. If you kill
and
someone in China and the court says you're guilty, you get the death penalty. You don't go to prison. They just put you in this special van, drive you around town, and when you get out, you're already dead. There is no appeal. The
okay.
evidence is there. You're guilty. You die. You drive around. They have a truck that actually they strap you, inject you with chemicals. You're dead. They take you straight to the morgue. If they execute you by bullet, they send the bill for the bullet to your family. So your family has to pay the government for the bullet they execute you with. Nobody wants a problem in China.
Okay. You were born in Texas, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And how is the live? How is the live there?
Uh, Honestly, when I lived in Texas younger years, it was a great state. It was. Since I've been gone, what I've seen the changes. you have a lot of the Northerners have moved down to Texas and made a lot of this influence, and the Texas culture has become more less friendly. It's become more intolerant. It's changed a lot. I'm not happy with the Texas today that I used to know.
Okay.
Uh, but I have not been back to America in over 35 years. But, just what I see about Texas, I just am not happy with that.
Okay. Do you know something that differentiates Texas from another place in the US? A special
Um,
thing.
I don't know anymore. I
Okay.
really don't. Used to be Texas was friendly. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's as friendly as it used to be.
But for
Uh, yeah, we got
yeah, sorry, I lost my connection.
happens. Now, what I wanted to say was when I was in school, uh, Spanish people and Texans, we got along great. I worked in east, kind of the middle of Texas. I worked on farms. We worked in factories. There were a lot of friendships and a lot of friendly
Mm-hmm.
people. Texas and Mexico have a lot of history,
Yeah.
and the gangs came up from the north, from Central America, and changed a lot of this. And the Hispanic people didn't stand up and say no, and they united for, you know, this doesn't sound right. Things used to be pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
and yet they wanted the people, not Mexico, but the like El Salvador, and the people came up wanting to change everything, and that
Okay.
really
Yeah.
affected it. And then the
Yeah, I
cartels
know.
started changing it. And so the Texas I grew up with is just isn't the same anymore.
I know.
Um, and I miss that. Uh, uh, I used to speak fluent Spanish in school, and I had a lot of Spanish friends where they'd come over and eat. Our families would barbecue, have cabritos, and all kinds of stuff. And um,
Yeah, but all things change with the time.
they do
So,
change, and hopefully it'll go back. Hopefully
mm-hmm.
things can go back. When the people get tired of it,
Okay.
they'll make a change. Right now, the people, you know, it has to become personal before someone wants to change it. And
Okay. But
you
you
know,
are happy in Thailand.
I'm very happy in Asia. Yeah, it's
That's
relaxed.
important. That's
You don't
important.
have any drug problems over here. You don't have a lot of homeless people. Everybody is friendly and nice. It's, now I'm 68 years old. I can actually relax and not feel afraid.
So in Thailand, all the people they are hardworking and you use it friendly.
Pretty much you could say that. They're not well educated.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they're single task people, but yeah, they're very friendly. I would say that they're hardworking if they get a job, but in the factory, in local business, they're quite lazy. In the
But
service industry, they're lazy.
do you recommend this place if you want to go or if you want to change your current? city. And
If you've got the money and you can meet the requirements to stay, yes, I do. Yeah.
did you?
But
Okay, we don't time.
yeah.